Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the secrets hidden within corporate filings, and today it looks like our friends at Streamex Corp had some news that might just surprise you or maybe not, depending on how much you like good news from regulators. Alright, so what we have here is a bit of an unusual filing from Streamex Corp, typically known as Biosig Technologies Incorporated. It is an 8K report, which means it's for announcing important events that shareholders should know about right away. Think of it like a company's urgent bulletin board. The big event here happened on the 30th of October, 2025. Now, usually when we get these forms, we're diving deep into a mountain of financial numbers, but this filing is a bit different. It's primarily about some good news from Nasdaq and an upcoming shareholder meeting. Let's get to the heart of it. Streamex Corp announced that Nasdaq has given them the go ahead to keep their common stock listed on the Nasdaq capital market. That ticker symbol for you watchers at home is STEX. This is pretty big because getting delisted from an exchange like Nasdaq can be a serious blow to a company, making it harder to raise money and trade shares. So this news suggests they've met the requirements to stay listed, which is a vote of confidence in a way, from the exchange itself. They also put out a press release about this Regulation FD, or Regulation Fair Disclosure. Just means that when a company releases important information, they have to make it available to everyone at the same time, not just to certain people. So, this press release is designed to make sure all investors get the same information. This press release isn't just about staying on Nasdaq. It also tells us about a special meeting of stockholders that's being reconvened. This is where we get more details about that meeting. On the 30th of October, they confirmed that Nasdaq approved their stock's continued listing under the ticker STEX. But that is not all. They're calling a special meeting of their stockholders. This meeting is scheduled for the 4th of November at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The main reason for this meeting is to vote again on something called Proposal 1, which is described as the acquisition proposal. This means there was a previous meeting where shareholders were supposed to vote on an acquisition, but it was adjourned, meaning it was paused. Now, they're bringing it back for a formal vote. This is a critical decision for any company, and shareholders get to have their say. Acquiring another company can significantly change a business's direction, its resources, and its potential for future growth, or even lead to significant integration challenges. The meeting will be held online, which is pretty standard these days. Stockholders who are registered by a certain date will be able to attend, cast their votes, and even ask questions during the meeting. Now, about any exhibits, typically, when a company files an 8K, they attach any documents that are important parts of the announcement. In this case, they're furnishing a press release as Exhibit 99.1, which we've been talking about. They also always include a cover page interactive data file, which is formatted in something called inline XBRL. For all you data nerds out there. So what does this all mean for Streamex Corp? On the surface, it is good news. Staying listed on Nasdaq is important for liquidity and investor confidence. However, the focus on reconvening a vote for an acquisition proposal suggests that this is a big strategic move they are trying to make. The fact that it was adjourned previously might indicate some level of disagreement, or need for more information among shareholders, or perhaps the company needed to firm up terms. It's signed by Carl Henry McPhee, the Chief Executive Officer. This is the person at the top ultimately responsible for the company's direction, and these kinds of major decisions. Looking at this filing, it doesn't offer a deep dive into their financials for this specific report, focusing more on regulatory compliance and upcoming strategic decisions. So, the big question for investors becomes, what exactly is this acquisition proposal about, and why is it so important that shareholders need to reconvene to vote on it? Without more details in this specific 8, we have to look at the bigger picture and infer the company's strategy. It suggests Streamex is actively pursuing growth through acquisition, which can be a powerful way to expand market share, gain new technologies, or enter new markets. However, acquisitions are also inherently risky. Integrating a new company, managing the cultural differences, and ensuring the acquired entity actually adds value are significant challenges. The fact that they got Nasdaq's approval for continued listing is a positive sign, indicating they are likely on solid ground operationally and financially for now. But the real story here is the impending vote on the acquisition. That decision will likely define the company's trajectory for the foreseeable future. Will this acquisition propel Streamex to new heights, or will it become a costly misstep? That is the million or perhaps billion-dollar question that investors will be watching closely after this meeting. Alright, that is our breakdown of Streamex Corp. Latest filing. What is your take on this acquisition news and what it might mean for the company's future? Do you think staying on Nasdaq is a sign of strength, or is the acquisition the real story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord community, linked in the description, where we discuss these kinds of insights further. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.